stripers are an amazing fish. They're so fun to fish for.
Dude, this is crazy. Freaking waves coming out.
My name is Ranga Perera. I'm a chef and angler living in the mountains of Montana. I grew up in Sri Lanka, where a passion for food was instilled in me at a young age. A heart attack at 36 gave me a whole new perspective on life. I abandoned the checklist and decided to just live. Now, I'm traveling, exploring new fisheries, foods, and friendships. This is Flavor on the Fly. I'm here in a land of wild landscapes and rugged coastlines, where dense forests meet pristine lakes. A place where adventure awaits at every turn, from cold, clear waters to charming small towns. Here, the harvest is plentiful,
That's the best lobster
offering a
I've ever had.
feast for the senses. Welcome to Maine. I arrived in the Pine Tree State just in time for happy hour, and I am ready for a cold beer to start my Maine adventure in proper style.
Thanks for coming. Welcome to the beer garden. Check this out. We're just, late season, so the leaves are starting to turn, but the flavors in these hops are still just absolutely popping, man.
Meet Tim Adams, the owner of Oxbow Brewing. Whether he's fishing, skiing, or farming the ingredients to supply his restaurant, Tim embodies the independent spirit that is Maine.
Dude, I cannot get over that smell. It's almost like lemongrassy and citronella-y.
My wife runs, we got the whole farm area over here. This place has been farmed for generations, organically farmed.
Okay.
Most of that produce goes right into the restaurant.
Okay.
So these are relics from the past, dude, from the old ski center. I mean, that's what this place was a whole cross-country ski center.
Like original function?
Yeah, and we've got 90 acres still out in the woods. You can see right here, our sign. All these trails, there's lakes up here.
Whoa.
And then out here, we've got our bar called The Hut, which is about a mile back in the woods. You can only get there skiing or snowshoeing.
That's so cool.
Thanks for showing us around, Tim. We'll see you on the water. Tim is taking me to one of his favorite local smallmouth fisheries.
This is gonna be your zone right here, We can just like methodically work, just like sidearm chucks, like right down along the bank here. Yeah, I'd say we just kind of do a couple steps and just keep repeating that same thing and sick cast. All right, let that one marinate, yep. All right, quick couple twitches and then let it sit for a sec.
And just like that, we were on.
Fish on.
F***ing right.
Yeah.
Heyo, my man. Nice job. Gotta love it when a plan comes together.
The beer won't brew itself, and Tim's got to get back. Hungry for more, I'm off to meet up with Tim's friend Scott and try to find another bass. Scott is a local artist and guide. He's one of those guys that just makes every day on the water fun and memorable.
Here we go.
Wow. Structures like this dam create unique environments where fish often congregate, seeking food in oxygen-rich water.
Now this was holding last week's smallmouth bass. And I know a guy would love to get in on a little smallmouth bass, right? You know that guy?
I know that guy.
All right. Let it kind of sink, give it a strip, and then let it kind of sink again, and then give it a strip. Let it swim right in front of you. You're on. Okay.
Woo! Yeah, buddy. Smalley. All right, we got dinner.
Not a bad start. 2 smallies in one day. And I'm just kidding. We're not going to eat this little guy. From freshwater to saltwater, I've made my way down south to chase some striped bass.
Morning. Hey, man. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So pumped to meet you, man.
Too.
Meet James, my guide for the day. He fishes for anything with gills in the North Atlantic, from tuna to sea trout, but he has a particular affinity for striped bass.
You caught stripers before?
No, first time.
Awesome.
Actually, everything that we're doing today is gonna be my very, very first time doing it.
All right.
I'm really excited, man. The crab part especially, that's something I remember doing with my dad when I was super, super young.
Nice.
I haven't done it since I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, so I'm like, oh, no way, let's go try this out.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited, man.
We started by scouting the rugged, rocky shores of the Atlantic, where striped bass migrate in and out of these estuaries.
Stripers are an amazing fish. They're so fun to fish for. They give you a lot of different attitudes in the different areas that they'll move through. So you get a diversity of approaches and areas to fish and behaviors from the fish. We're just gonna start you off with a little synthetic deceiver.
Cool, thanks, man. Okay. I think I look official.
We'll see how it looks after you're casting.
Yeah, yeah. I already forgot about the stripping basket. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let's do that again. Dude, this is crazy. Freaking waves coming out.
Yeah, they're gonna move through while they're either exiting or entering the river, basically.
Okay.
This all looked really cool, but we didn't catch any fish. That's fishing. Now we're headed to the marsh to hopefully find a striper and maybe a couple of crabs.
The European green crab has 5 sharp points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, either side of the eyes, right? You can see what the idea was behind this crab fly. The dominant one that the stripers like to eat. So that's why we tied it in that size. Yep. There's a lot of these around.
One of my favorite things that my mom makes for me is Sri Lankan style crab curry.
Yeah.
We do this like really spicy, like toasted coconut milk, curry spices. My aunties and my mom are like, if it's not to the spice level that you're like tearing all over yourself and like dripping out of your eyeballs and off the top of your head, you're not doing it right. You know, obviously if we could find a decent amount, I would probably try to do that.
Yeah.
Variation up.
But before we search for crabs, we've got to make a few more casts.
Let's see if this fly works.
Yeah, definitely.
James and I spent the morning talking about life and family and even our favorite hot sauces. And that's when we saw some schoolies cruising the flat and James caught our team fish.
Fish on! Yeah! Dude, hell yeah!
Tiny guy.
Oh, whatever, dude. Yeah, dude, hell yeah! Dude.
This is a future cow. This is a future 40-incher right here, so we're gonna take good care of it.
Wow, dude, that is so cool. Yeah, that got me fired up.
With a striper to hand, it was time to shift gears and look for some crabs.
Find something?
Yeah, there's a few crabs here that they're running away from me though. Funny, these things are such a nuisance, and then the one day where we're trying to find them, yeah.
Where can we find a horde of mosquitoes?
They were right there, but then they took off. So this is the European green crab.
Okay.
Invasive to Maine, but considered a delicacy in parts of Italy.
Going for a striper, but we caught a crab. We work for our food around here.
Yeah.
We didn't find enough crabs for our final dish, so we let this one go. However, I have another idea in mind. Thanks for the day, James. I'm continuing my journey in a vibrant town known for its seafood and historic charm, Portland.
Chef Cara, thanks so much for hosting us today.
Yeah, pleasure.
Meet Chef Cara Stadler. Her Chinese-inspired fusion cuisine has earned her countless accolades in the culinary world, including several James Beard nominations. She owns a sustainable restaurant that is supported by an on-site greenhouse, providing rare ingredients for her innovative dishes.
Did you want something specifically, or we're good? I'm getting a piece of tuna for work.
My problem is going to be option paralysis, honestly.
Employing tens of thousands of Mainers and supplying fresh seafood for the global market, the fishing industry is essential to the economy and heritage of Maine.
Bangs Island Mussels, which is a sustainable mussel farm, they function right out of the wharf next door. They're like beautiful, clean, huge mussels that are incredible.
Okay. You
And then oysters there's like so many oyster farms in Maine. It's also great for the planet because they are basically filter feeders, same with mussels. There's tons of really good oysters here, up and down the coast. I'm biased towards the shellfish of Maine, but like as you said, halibut season's earlier, tuna season's right now, so I'm buying a piece right now.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to use oysters or not today.
I don't know. I like the idea of the mussels quite a bit.
Do you want to get a bag?
I mean, honestly, if you're raving to the degree that you are,
They're just good. They're
I
really,
think we should.
They're a really good product, and they're everything that's good about sustainable farms and fishing,
Yeah.
like in that sense.
Let's do it.
Let me talk to him about it. Let me chuck it onto my invoice.
Oh man, option overload.
Can I get a bag of mussels from you guys?
Jesus. So one of the things that I definitely was thinking about is being in Maine, I feel like we have to do something lobster related.
They don't have it here. But there's a place in Harpswell that's on the water.
Okay.
It's like a 15-minute drive from my restaurant.
And then is there like a Asian grocery store or market or something like that?
Yeah, my restaurant has an Asian grocery store / market cafe.
Okay, that's
It's like
good
all
to know.
in one.
Okay.
We have everything you could probably need. Thank you.
All right. Dude, those are awesome.
Nothing in life is said to be certain, except death and taxes. Or maybe it's Maine and lobster. I can't remember the exact quote. We hit the window perfectly to grab some softshell lobster, which are only available for a short window of time and have to be purchased locally. These rare delicacies are known for their sweeter, more tender meat.
Look at that. First time for everything. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, Cara is taking me to her favorite local farm.
I do firmly believe this is the best farm in the whole state of Maine.
This is sick.
All their stuff just tastes as good as it looks.
Depth of color, even in the broccoli, there's this greenness to it. It's just different.
We stocked up on our bounty of fresh produce, and in Maine fashion, they're still rolling with the honor system.
Sweet.
I can't wait till you to try the produce because it's so good.
Oh, awesome.
On the last leg of our grocery shopping adventure, Cara is taking me to her greenhouse.
I am so excited for this right now. Whoa. Dude, what? These are tomatoes?
There's tomatoes and there's a vine spinach that hang from the roof.
What?
Red vein sorrel. There's a lot of stuff. There's calendula.
Am I allowed to just
Yeah, you can
grab
go for
leaves?
it. Yeah, grab for it. Take a piece. Lots of choy as an Asian restaurant. Chinese chives, which is probably the thing we go through most as a restaurant.
Kale?
Dinosaur kale, yeah. Lacinato. That's lemon verbena.
No way.
Mhm.
Oh.
This is the Vietnamese coriander, which does really well.
Oh, I gotta try this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Shiso, which you were looking for earlier.
Yes. Oh, you have red shiso.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite herbs on the planet. That's so good. Wow.
My taste buds were singing, and I felt full of inspiration from Cara's greenhouse. With limitless options fresh from the stem, this place is a chef's dream.
That is a lot of lemongrass. Well, thank you again. This is awesome.
I could spend days in this greenhouse, but it's time to cook.
Show us how it's done, chef. Growing up in Sri Lanka, crab curry is a very, very, very special dish. It's so simple, and again, ultra fresh. We go, we get them live, we crack them, and we cook it up. There's a gigantic feast of crab curry, and I think about my dad, think about family. I have these memories. There's that cultural thread of something that's very grounding to me. And looked at Chef Cara and said, hey, we got to try this with the lobster. I just don't see how it's not going to work.
And what Chef Cara did was she roasted the lobster shell with fresh grated coconut, my auntie's Sri Lankan curry powder, and all of the different aromatics, and then made this beautiful stock. She then purees it in a Vitamix blender and then strained it through a fine sieve. And so what we had was this beautiful, creamy sauce base. Using that, I cooked up the lobster separately. Chef Cara suggested, hey, in Maine right now, it's prime time for sweet corn. And traditionally, in Asian dishes, there's a tendency to pair lobster or crab with sweet corn. And it was just an amazing combination of spicy, succulent, fragrant, and the snap pop of the sweet corn on top. The idea with the mussels was to create something nice and light because we had heavier flavors with the lobster curry. And Chef Cara says, hey, I have this beautiful local Chinese style sausage that we make. How would that go? Instantly, my answer was hell yeah. All we did was we took a little bit of ginger, a little bit of garlic, sauteed it up with a splash of Whistle Pig whiskey, and put in the mussels, and we had this beautiful broth. We used the shizito peppers we picked up from the farm and just blistered them over the wood fire on the brio stove that we had. It was an exceptional, simple, beautiful dish.
Ooh, fun cheers with a fun straw. Yeah. Let's do this. Ooh, I like the lime juice in there.
This is such a good sauce.
You made it.
I'm stealing it. No, it's your recipe.
Go for it.
I'm absolutely stealing it.
There's only one rule with that.
It's your mom's credit.
My mom's Carrie.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. What's your mom's name?
Swarna.
So I'm gonna text you and be like, this is Swarma's Sri Lankan curry.
Dude, my
I'm
mom
gonna put it on my menu.
My mom will freak out.
It's so good.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dude, this is ridiculous.
We just need the sauce. Lobster's good, but the sauce is...
The sauce is the crack. I cannot believe the quality of seafood here, honestly. Being in Maine, it really takes me to my roots, like being back in Sri Lanka, going to the fish market. Like, I remember being 5 or 6 years old, going with my grandma. Coming back here, it honestly has reminded me of how much I love seafood, and being able to bring a little bit of my culture, like the curry powder that we used for the lobster curry was from my auntie in Sri Lanka. Like being able to bring that love of the seafood and these flavors and being able to marry it with what you guys have available here. Like this lobster, I've never had lobster like this. Like, dude, this is what I know, but on steroids, and just amazing. Like, I'm honestly blown away.
That is probably one of the easiest, smoothest, and quite frankly, most divine collaborations I've ever experienced with any chef. We both realized, you know what? We want to make the best dishes possible using the mussels, using the lobster, using those ingredients that we'd gathered. And all of a sudden, the collaboration really gelled.
Marigolds on this is the finishing touch.
Maine is a real-life postcard that's rooted in kindness, trust, and grit. This community is tied together by the passion for the wild, beautiful place they call home. There's a connection to the natural world that sings throughout the communities in Maine. The people here care for their water, their land, their food, and each other. The tastes I experienced here will stay with me for a lifetime. Until next time, Maine.